Good evening, everybody, or good morning, depending on when you're watching the video. It is the after the close on the 17th of February, so this is your executive summary for tomorrow, the 18th of February, Wednesday morning. And I just want to give you this ahead of the game so you've got a bit of time to have a look into what we've found, what little goodies we've found in the market. Now, the market, like we talked about yesterday in the executive summary, we expected a pullback in the morning, followed by a rally into the afternoon. That's exactly what we saw on the S&P 500. And we've seen so far some great performers from the stocks we discussed both last Friday. Of course, Bunge was from last week on Friday's executive summary. That's performed really well and hit its target. MEIP also did really well and performed and hit its target. So right now things are looking great. And looking into the scans today, we can see that the S&P 500 in today's market action did increase, but again on lesser volume than yesterday, and we've also got the candles condensing in their range. So there's a quick look at Bunge. Obviously bounced off that 81 area up to the 81, 87 area, I believe we were looking at. So yes, nice successful trade there. If you're working with day trading, so on a $10,000 account, which many day traders may leverage to say 2 or 3 times, you're looking at a $600, $700 overnight profit using $10,000 of capital. So this is a really nice juicy trade and one that I'd take any day. Looking into now that the trades that we found in our, or potential trades we found in our scans tonight, here's the first one. Now this was particularly interesting. The downside to this is that it's already broken down through the moving averages and it's kind of just kind of milling around here. Let's just get this one. This one's not important. If we go back, though, you can see that ATRA is a pharmaceutical company. They were consolidating in a downward channel, which then we got a sharp scoop, and this is basically characteristic of a saucer pattern, which can potentially turn into a bump and run pattern. And this is where the stock then essentially climbs above the moving average of resistance, which in this case is the 5-day exponential, and then we'll have a run up to the top of this kind of spoon or saucepan, and then hit the 22 area, and then run possibly even further with looking at the 52-week highs, maybe as high as 35 or more, which from where we're at now, where we're looking at 100% potential profit. Now the money flow is moving very sharply, and this intrigued me, and thought, well, how much guts could this thing have? So I took a look at the insider transactions over at our friends at Insider Cow. And if we go to the insider transactions, you'll see that we've got some broad-based, fairly substantial purchases made on the open market by Brian Halleck, Joel Marcus, and Carol Gallagher. All purchases basically around the price of $11. We're obviously significantly higher than that now. But maybe more interestingly, if we go to the institutional transactions, you'll see that we've got nothing but buying. And look at who we're getting buying from. Celgene, a bunch of other institutions, but also Carlos Slim, which is one of the one of the wealthiest men in the world. So if you have a look at his history, you can see that a lot of the purchasing that he's been doing over the last 12 months, 2 years even, from the insider standpoint, has all been in companies he's involved in. Mexican Telephones, American Movil, but then ATRA Biotherapeutics. So very interesting as to who's behind this company, and that's one of the things that tweaked my interest. So I'm looking at this as a purchase at 1907 with a short-term target of 22.46, but this is also something I'm considering as one I may hold in my portfolio to look for these much higher potential gains, because they can really run when they run. The other was also a pharmaceutical company, so also be cautious of how much pharmaceuticals you're holding in your portfolio and so forth. This RIGL Pharmaceuticals has broken out on volume. We had 190,000 yesterday, 309,000 today, so a nice increase on the breakthrough. We're running into that 200-day moving average resistance, so there's 2 ways I would approach this one. Either waiting for a pullback to 250, if we see that an intraday activity, or a break of 263. So either a pullback to support or a break of resistance, and I'm looking at a target on this one of 275, which is a Fibonacci extension of the move from here to here, and that takes us up to a 61.8 Fibonacci at $2.76. So sorry, so looking at $2.74 would actually be my target on RIGL. On the short side, CLW offers some promise. CLW has had a big drop, a recovery rally that bounced, kind of like what we saw in BG. But I expect this could have a pullback here from the 62.95 or just underneath that. So look at kind of 62.93 is type of my approach on this, and looking for a breakdown to this area at 61.41. So it's basically about $1.50, so it's more of a day trade that I'm looking for here. But again, that's about $1.50 potential profit. So depending on how many shares you're buying, that's going to be how you work out the potential move here. But I expect this would be a very short-lived drop. The low of $60.98 is kind of the where that support I think will come into play. So anywhere really above that 60.98 is a safe area I'm looking for. It obviously depends on whether you're able to watch it during the day. So that's basically what we're looking at for on CLW. Gene was one of the ones we picked in our executive summary last week, and this just ran right away. This is up huge now. So for those who like day trading, this is a possible reversal pattern. You can see the closing in the middle of the range, then the bottom of the range, and also the candles are condensing. This is a classic reversal pattern. So I think that for those of you who can watch the market or potentially day trade the market, I'll have this on my watch list tomorrow. This could be in store for a healthy pullback. I think this has the likelihood to pull back to at least 804, so looking at 810, which is $1.40 beneath where we're at the moment. But down to actually where the 9-day moving average is 5.8. Excuse me, at 702 is the 5-day exponential moving average, and that coincides with the 38.2 Fibonacci, which is at 660. So I'd be looking at I'd be also looking then at that support level at the 5-day moving average. Sorry, kind of around that 715 as another potential target. So and then the last one on the short list is BRX. This is a REIT. And looking for a continuation or possible momentum trade on this. Let's just bring it up here on the screen. So this stock is a REIT, and that's what we're really liking. They've obviously had a very strong run. I don't usually trade REITs. The downside to this, or the negatives, is that there's good money flow. So I wouldn't be jumping in to short it now. But you can see the price action over the last week or so has been pretty poor. The market's rallied. This is not. And what makes this interesting is just having a look back. This is a very key smart money resistance that it just shot straight down from. And this is, of course, the same support we're bouncing off now. What I was looking for here is ideally we get a bit of a hold here for another day or two, allowing the 50-day moving average, which is currently at 25.72, to come up to, like, say, around a 25.87 level, and then we can look for a break as it breaks this and the moving average at the same time, and that should then allow it to have essentially a free fall from that kind of 25.87 level down to where we find support, which is currently at 24.63, but that may rally up with this moving average underneath. So we're probably ending up looking something more like this, around 24.94. So again, just about a buck. So again, these are kind of, especially because the market is bullish. So when we're looking for reversal plays, we're looking for a third or half as much as we're looking for on the profit on the longs. But still good to look at both sides of the market so you can hedge your potential returns. So there's some goodies for your watch list tomorrow. I hope that everyone has a great profitable trading. This is a wonderful time to be doing it, and we'll see you all in the next executive summary. Thank you all. Have a great night.